The housing market is red hot here in the Lowcountry. Finding an affordable home, especially a new one, that's a challenge for many families. And it's one that could be getting even tougher in light of new policies from the White House. Latino workers make up about a third of America's construction industry. But under the Trump administration's renewed immigration push, many of them who happen to be undocumented immigrants are building under the constant threat of being sent away. Live 5's Kollar shows us how the ripple effects on the labor force, coupled with costly tariffs, could drive up the price tag on your next home.
Every cut is made with precision, but for thousands of Latino construction workers across the country, those cuts now come at a cost.
The safety of it is really a risk that they have to take every single day because they never know when ICE could show up to one of these job sites and, unfortunately risk not returning home to their families.
Fernando Soto works with Latino families living in the shadows, many undocumented, most just trying to feed their families while helping build the American dream in our all-American city.
When we're trying to associate immigrants with what's happening at the border, when we're trying to demonize an entire community, it really doesn't make sense, because these are the people that we're relying on to make our own dreams happen as Americans.
Policy proposals from the Trump administration could deport a fifth of the nation's construction workforce. A move that would send shockwaves through an industry already shorthanded.
Every business is different, and every business has to find their own creative solution to this challenge.
And is part of that solution as a result of this potentially seeing prices for those goods or services going up?
Yes, for most businesses, the single biggest cost is labor costs. And so when we do see a restriction of labor or a labor shortage that puts upward pressure on wages and increases labor costs, in some cases, those costs are passed along to the consumers.
For folks on the front lines of home buying, like realtors, the impact of the labor shortage and tariffs on building materials is unknown.
Right now, it is this big what if. In real estate, we like to say, I don't have a crystal ball. I can't predict the future. So I don't know how it will impact. But what I can say is the natural outcome that we're looking at, should tariffs come into effect, is that you do have cost going up.
Here in Charleston, where demand is red hot, supply can't keep up. The realtors say that makes their job harder and buyers more frustrated.
And then that is where you'll see you're going to be priced out of a home the longer you wait.
Economists like Von Nessen say it's simple supply and demand. Fewer workers means higher wages, longer project timelines, and higher home prices.
I mean, let's just look at it from an economic standpoint, right? If a starter home now costs, $400,000, and let's say, your painter, your drywaller is making $15 to $18 an hour. If these people are getting deported or they're afraid to come to work and we have to hire American, labor, we're not going to do it for $15 to $18 an hour. We're going to want to do it for $35, $36 an hour, which means that $400,000 home is now going to cost that much more, in the same market.
And it's not just about price tags, it's about policy. Experts say if immigration is eliminated as a possible solution to this labor shortage, then we're left with only two options.
One is to incentivize, in other words, to pay more to incentivize workers to come work for your particular business. One is to innovate, to find ways to use technology to rely less on labor. And the third is to immigration, and bring people in from outside the region, whether that's outside of the state or outside of the country. But that's it. Those are the only three ways to do it.
The math is cold but clear, and behind every number is a family, a face, a future in limbo.
What I like to tell people is immigrants aren't asking, for a benefits package. They're not asking for a 401k. They're just simply asking to be able to go to work every single day and provide for their families the way that they've been doing for years.
In Charleston, Kollar, Live 5 News.
Experts say deporting undocumented workers could reshape housing costs for years to come, especially in growing states like South Carolina, where the impact will likely cost everyone.